Alrighty. Today's July the 4th. I know everybody's having hot dogs and apple pie and you know, all that stuff. Hip hip hooray, good for you and all of that. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. It's all good. Enjoy your day. America's Day, I guess. I'm not really much into patriotic stuff. Why am I doing this? I have no idea. I'm just doing it. All right. And here we go. Just get right into it. Titanium white, black, ultramarine blue, cad red, yellow ochre, umber of some sort. Raw umber, I would presume. Something like that. Not really the most difficult painting in the world as far as backgrounds. Not the most complicated color scheme. No glycerin, just paint off the tube and a brush. That's about it. Yes, there's no border on this. No border at all. Try to get this color as solid as possible. So I'm putting it on fairly heavy. This is I think it's 18 by 20, 12 by 18 or something like that. Watercolor paper glued to foam board backing. Very sturdy, very light. Helps out in postage. This might be a very lonely stream. Like I say, everybody's out cooking, eating hot dogs and hamburgers and waiting for the fireworks to go off later on this evening. All over the country. Ain't mad at you. That wasn't too difficult, was it? I may go over it again. Really don't want no streaks or anything. Pretty solid color there. Looks like it might be all right, more or less. Just checking out some things here. Just gotta slice some stuff over here. This I will be going over a couple times. That I know. And it's all good. No streaks, no so I'll be going over it a couple of times. The blue area, obviously. Nothing wrong with that. Okie dokie. Let's clear that out a little bit. Plop it right there. No big deal. Let's get some more blue. I'll put the blue over here. It's a little easier. Put it on a little thicker. I'll smooth it out, all that. Maybe a few coats on here to get it pretty solid. Let it fully dry and go over it again. So yep, I'll be going over that blue one more time. As I'm gonna wait for that blue to do what it does. Let's have a little more fun with that red. Once it fully dries, you can coat it again and it'll be much more of a solid coat. All right. Usually, when you do something like this, expect to do more than one coat. The second, third coat is a lot easier than the first. Honest, it is. Make sure you load your paint brush pretty well. Long strokes prevents the streaks, marks. And you know, concentrate on your work. You'd be surprised how fast this stuff goes by. You should be able to kind of whiz right through this. All right, that should be a good enough. Just make sure I'm still alive here. Oh, you guys are there. Hold on for a second. When I don't know why it does this, but I didn't see nobody on the chat. And I'm using my phone, but I see you guys up here. Okay, hello Sonia. Hello Maria Spears. Hello Marilyn. Keely, hello. Let me read what you guys are saying here. No, you didn't get here too late. Sugar Plum, how are you? It's all right, Sugar Plum. It's all right. Eat some apple pie for me. Like I say, I'm not much of a patriotic guy. Why am I doing this? Who the hell knows? But I'm doing it. All right. Once again, we're gonna go back over this blue. It's not fully dry yet. Okay. For those of you who might want to put oversized watercolor paper and trim it to fit foam board, I use adhesive spray glue, and I usually go heavy on the corners so it doesn't peel. Then I do a cross symbol or something like that in the middle. And when you do something like that, sometimes it bubbles and buckles, but it goes back down. Once it's fully dry and everything, it flattens back out. So don't worry about that. Okay. Alrighty then. Still gotta wait a few minutes for the paint. You can see it here. Also, the paint can dry. Now this is, once again, this 12 by, I believe it's 18 inches really. It's 12 by 18. Yeah. So as you're looking at it here, it's squished in because of those windows there. All right. Now every time I paint something, it goes out of focus a little bit, and plus I don't have the back end light on. I have a touch screen and a stylus. That's why you see me reaching back here. I'll just pop the focus on it there. All right, but I got the stylus hooked to 2 popsicle sticks, so I can reach way back there. That camera, believe it or not, is about, I don't know, 4 feet from me, and it's raised up above. Thank you, Keely. Coffee time. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me. I don't have the fan droning on today. It's about 87 degrees here in the room, so it's pretty comfortable, actually. I think my dog's laying on the floor and he's kicking the coffee table. When he's asleep, he goes into his little sleep convulsions. It's cute when they're puppies, but it's not cute when they're 130 pounds. While I'm waiting for that little spot to dry, I am going to coat it one more time. So about 3 coats of blue paint. Once again, coat number 3. This will probably be the last coat. Then I'll move on to other things here. X strokes. And yes, the X strokes actually help. You won't see the streak marks. Yeah, very lightly. I'll just go over the rest there, just kind of blend it. And let it do what it does. Let it just naturally dry. And that's it. And just let it dry up. Okay, that's enough of that. Glass palette I'm using today. It's really easy to clean. When you're done with it, it's rubbing alcohol and a palette knife and a towel. So I really don't have to move it off that spot. I have a large beach towel on my lap. Okay. Coffee break. Chasing rabbits in their dreams. They're very poetic. They could be running from the dog catcher. Wonderbar. I'm going to have to do a little correcting because of the white stripe here, but I'll tend to that in a second or two. Oops, almost missed a spot. There we go. All right, Sugar Plum, thank you for stopping in. Technically, I should be going this way so I don't rip the adhesive off the paper. weird spot right there. Had to do something about that. Only half a reveal. Only half a reveal. I'm thinking of what to do with that. Let's see here. Basically, I'm still waiting for that blue patch to dry a little bit. I'll be waiting for a minute. I'll be waiting for a minute. We'll be doing a couple of layers of messing with that. And gotta wait for it to dry and do its thing. Let it dry. You let it dry and apply another one. Let it dry, apply another coat. Let it dry, apply another coat. That's how you work that. So basically, I'm just waiting here. Yes, I'm going to put stars on this. Anyway, talk to me here. What you guys doing besides watching me paint? It's what, 8 o'clock, so I'm pretty sure everybody has already eaten and played their volleyball games and whatnot. So you just wait for it to get dark around 9:30 or so, quarter to 10, for the big boom to happen. We're going to hear quite a bit of it tonight. I'm pretty sure I may be offline by the time all that happens. All depends. Chalk pencils are the worst. They don't, they just come apart. It's coming apart. Hello there. I'm actually doing a live stream on YouTube. God. Hello there. How are you? I'm doing a live stream. This phone's a piece of crap. I'm actually doing a live stream on YouTube right now. Come on in and join us. Vermont's innocent. He didn't do anything. hope it's sharp enough to cut this. I have to cut this the old-fashioned way. Use the X-Acto knife and just chip away at it. The sharpener is just breaking it. No, this is not working either. I'm just taking parts off of it. Still coming apart. And I'm really trying to, no, it's not working. It's just chipping away. Okay, back to the sharpener then. I can't necessarily get mad at the pencil. These chalk is very brittle. I'm gonna wither this thing away to nothing by the time I'm done. It's gonna be pointless to even use it, try to use it. It just keeps chipping off. Look at that, it's terrible. Nothing I can do about it either. No, it just keeps coming apart. God damn it. Okay. Wow. Then, of course, you know the lead gets stuck in there. This one's really wedged in there. Take the X-Acto knife, just pop it out. Oh boy, oh boy. Nah. Pieces and pieces are just chipping off as I'm doing. This is almost comedic. Why would you even make a pencil like this? Look at this. All right, on to plan B. I really don't want to do it this way. But I am going to have to buy some more chalk pencils, even though they break apart the way they do. Hello, Billy. How are you? Hope you're doing... Oh, I can't see this. I mean, I can see it. You guys can't. Hope you're okay, Billy. Hope you're all right. Hope you're doing all right. It's not really difficult to do a star. It's just measurement, really, to make sure you get the points more or less equal on each side. As best you can, really. Okay, but it's truly not as painstaking as you would think. I can pretty much go through these things pretty quickly. I just got to be careful, because once again, there's some spots that aren't very dry. You're not going to be able to see this too well. You might see it. Lead is reflective. You might see bits and pieces of it, but you're not going to see it really until I paint them in. But they are in there. And yes, be going over a couple of these with I gotta be careful because I have to go back over this blue. Once again, you just keep going over the blue until it matches the rest of what you have. And you just let it dry. And you go over it again until it completely blends in. So you just wait for each layer to dry. Yeah, you guys should be getting a little bit of that storm coming through out there. So as I wait for it to dry, I'll pop another star in there somewhere. Right here. Pop one right here like that. Something like that. Even pieces of stars. All right, no problem at all. Come here. I don't like that one. Maybe I'll do it upside down. I'll do one upside down maybe. I'll go this way. Let's do it that way. Something like that. Shorten that a little bit. Something like that up there. You guys can see bits and pieces of the reflection of it. I'm still waiting for this to dry so I can once again just match it. All right. While it's doing that, let's take a very fine flat brush and we'll start coloring these stars in. How about that? Titanium white. When it comes to the stars, you can't, you gotta kind of, you can't really rush it. Okay. Try to keep the stars as even as you can. You'll more than likely be going over these a few times. It all depends of how well you do it the first time. And you can always tighten it up with a script liner. So right now I'm just fleshing it in. It's always a little easier going back over it. You will be going back over it. Get it as professional as you can, get it as tight looking as you can. Once I get it pretty decent, I'll leave it alone because I'll be coming back to it later. All right, there you go, one down. All right. It is no glycerin, no water, just raw, just paint. Okay. Block it in as well as you can. Get my head out of the way. So I'm not really concerned about being exact right now. As long as I can get it fairly close, I'm good. Do it as exact as you physically can. I'm moving my whole arm as I'm doing this. Like I say, if it looks a little rough around the edges, a script liner will help you out later on. So don't worry. Yeah, you can get stencils and do the exact same thing that I'm doing. It's, believe it or not, quicker for me to do it free-handed. For me. I wish I could say I slept a lot today. I spent the vast majority of my time at the church trying to get an audio situation straight for live streaming. So I was there for a few hours. And it looks like I'll be there again for some amount of time, probably tomorrow, to get the audio straight, see what I'm doing wrong. But once I get it done, it will be done. It might be the camera, but I got a number of cameras, so I'll try them out. Once again, once you pretty much get them in there, you'll be able to go back over it again. Okay. I know the rim of my hat's probably in the way. Sorry. Let's put this hat somewhere. Who, me? Bruce? You must be talking about Sonya. I'm pretty sure you'll get a few digs in before the night's over. How does Ted take the fireworks, Bruce? My dog doesn't give a rip. Fire hydrants don't bother. Sirens don't bother him. Firecrackers doesn't bother him. Thunder does not bother him. He's not phased. That's probably because when a lot of that stuff happens when we were really young, he noticed that I wasn't really moved by them, and he figured in his dog mind, well, if they're not messing with Dad, I guess they're okay. It's just noise. So over time, it just doesn't faze him. He just ignores it. The cat, on the other hand, is another story. She freaks out. She's just no good for nobody when that stuff comes. She's terrible. I'm not going to try to force doing these quote unquote perfectly, because I know I'll be going over these stars again, so it's no big thing. And like I say, I'll probably use a script liner to tighten up the edges. Oh, well, if he's used to the noise, yeah, he's not going to be fazed by the other stuff. Let's move this over a little bit so I'm not entirely in the way. Still got a few more coats yet for that blue, but it is dry enough for me to apply another coat. Let me just tackle this thing up here first. usually you'll find yourself going over certain colors, well, white, depending on the thickness. This is pretty thick stuff, and it's doing pretty good for a first run. It's actually, I'm impressed. But this Grumbacher's white is fairly thick stuff, so it's doing pretty good, I must admit. Now, why should I stop? I got one star left, right? And as I'm looking at this, I think I can sneak in either a piece of a star here or just one here. Okay, just to give the impression of it filling up. I might even pop one. Who knows? We might do one above the beak. We don't know yet. When you do stuff like lines, like I'm doing, don't move your wrist. Do the whole hand or the whole arm. Move your whole arm. All right. Move your whole arm. And you just fill it in. Fill it in. I had in my mind to do another lighthouse, but I don't know, for some reason I decided to do stars and stripes. I don't know why. Maybe because I was talking with a buddy of mine. He's a desert storm guy. Like my brother. So, okay. Let that tack up. Let it, no glycerin, once again, no glycerin, nothing like that. Just paint straight out of the tube. All right. Okay. The paint that's on this glass is starting to go bye-bye. And of course, I expect it to do so. This might be the coat that finished this. We'll see. That might be it for this. Just got to give it time to let it dry. Nah, I know what you're talking about, Bruce. No good. Even though it's pricey, get yourself some of that nice Grumbacher titanium white. Not all titanium white is the same, unfortunately. Yes, I have an even thinner flat brush. I'll put it against the black shirt there, away from the fake gold chain. I'll dip the bristles in a little water, and then here we go. Start right from the bottom of this fellow. I think you guys can see it. You guys, it's a very fine brush. And basically just tighten up these stars a little bit. Yeah, I would usually use a script liner for this type of job, really. Usually. I'm just using a flat brush because, I don't know, just used to it, I guess. Just block in this white, smooth it out. This is, like I say, it's a very tiny brush. It holds a very decent sharp edge. Which is what I'm looking for. Yes, I will contort my body. So I do art chair yoga. It's my version of suffering from my art, I guess. Get my head out of the way. Actually, I don't know why I'm laughing. I have a big jug of apple barrel, and it will cover fairly well. You know what covers a good bruise? Oh, this is it right here, as a matter of fact, isn't it? Yeah, Bruce. Here's something for you. If I get the light to hit it right, I'll put it back here. You guys can see it. You see that? When this stuff dries, it's like rock. Okay. So if you don't have if you don't have titanium white, get that stuff. Top out coverage, it'll do the job. But once it dry, prepare to use some elbow grease to clean it. It turns into gravel, that stuff. Yeah, you guys can see me okay. Basically, really just getting rid of the streaks and just flattening the color. I'm pulling the brush towards me. It maintains a pretty decent sharp edge if you need it. But if I see a star that's pretty decent, don't need too much help, I'll just flatten out the inside. I know this is something a little different than my normal fare. But sometimes you just have to break it up a little bit. I enjoyed your painting this morning. Okay. Well, we're almost there with this blue. Almost there, really close. Really close. Of course, I don't have any more blue. It's dried up. I'll take a get a little bit more blue here. I'll take a smaller brush. Got me. And really just pick. Get close to where the tape edge there it is. And then just like that. Keep within the lines there. So I might put something there. Maybe. I think that'll do it. All right. Yeah, I might pop something there a little while later. All right, enough of that. We'll get with the bird. Okay. All right. Let me do this while I'm thinking about it. Even though technically you should wait till the end, but I'm not going to, because trust me, there won't be nobody else finishing this off. There. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I didn't find nothing wrong with it. I thought it was pretty cool. Usually 98 times out of 100 I'm watching you if you don't hear or see from me. Either I'm driving or I'm doing something, and I'll either, if I'm home and I'm doing something, I'll put you on the big screen to see the work, and then I'll check you out on the text on my phone. Or if I'm in the car, then I'll just have you on the phone. I'll turn the phone sideways. I'll just see your work, and the text come across the screen. All right. So we'll let that be. Let it do what it do. As you see, with numerous coats of paint. Okay. Very, very flat. There's no streaks or anything crazy like that. So, just be careful when it comes to peeling off your subject. Just be really careful. The pull lift deal. This is it's still paper, even though it's pretty thick watercolor paper. Just be very careful. I did glue it on there, so just be mindful that you can take off layers even of this stuff if you're not careful, depending on the strength and tackiness of the tape that you're using. All right. Okay. Especially around the edge. Still a pull lift deal. So just be careful. If it tears within here, I'm not really worried about that. It's no big deal. That's not where you don't want the tear on the edges, to be honest with you. Where that beak is. Be careful. Extremely careful. There. All right, we'll work on this fellow. All right, Keely, take a rest. As a matter of fact, I have to go and put the coffee in the butler, so this will be a good time to do so. And plus, I gotta warm up my coffee here. But give me about a little less than a minute. I'll be back. Put you right here. All right. It's Keely reading jokes from the Bruce Anderson book. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, animals. For those of you who know me, been with this journey with me for a while, know how I feel about animals. And yet, it's not that I can't paint them. It's just I would rather not if I could. All right. Just like any mountain or a field of grass or whatnot, clouds or what have you, with animals, same method really. Block it in. Okay, all right. We'll take a little bit of this umber. We'll take a little bit of this yellow stuff. We'll just mix it in a little bit. Like that. Mix it in a tad. Alrighty then. We'll take a scant bit of glycerin this time. Now we're into the glycerin. The glycerin just prolongs the drying time of the paint, helps you with the blending and fading and blah, 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 blah. All right. For those of you who want to know the blah, blah, blah part, just look at any one of my almost 400 videos, and I repeat it a lot. We're just blocking stuff in right now. All right. Okay. Nothing magical. Just block it in. You're just blocking in color right now. Me doing it that way will look like feathers already, believe it or not. And you can take the approach of doing the bird like you would do flowers. As you can see with the strokes, it starts to look like the bird's wings, or at least its feathers already. A little yellow ochre and a little bit of umber together. A bit of glycerin keeps it wet for a bit. Okay, and you just go on doing the do. The key to it is not to make these things uniform. Don't do that. I can pretty much build this guy's feathers off of what I'm doing right now, this minute, believe it or not. Just like so. Yeah, like that. You know what? I'll play with some of that. I'll just use some of the darker paint. No glycerin, just the dark paint. We'll play a little bit here. All right, we'll tee. Okay, something's going on. All right. Hold on. Hold on. Let me know if you still hear it. Do you still hear it? Because if you do, something must have jostled up there up tight. Maybe it shouldn't have. Do you still hear it? Can you hear me? Actually, I should look at you over there. Can you hear me? I need somebody that types fast. Can you hear me talk? Full static. God talking. All right, hold on. Did the static clear up? All right, the static must have cleared. I'm gonna. Sometimes it does the because the way I have the wire, okay, I have the wire tight in a knot, but if I jostle it up there, because it probably fell a couple times, it will do that. So I'm not really surprised that it did it. You know, it hasn't done it in a while, so, but I'm glad that you let me know. Thank you. Let me know what's happening there. Now, if you see pretty much what I'm doing here, popping in some of that dark stuff there, okay? Particularly around the back end of him, just to give a semblance of some kind of roundness to this guy, okay? Basically. Just a little bit here and there. We'll keep messing with it off and on. then I'll go even finer. It will be almost like flower-like strokes on this fella. You'll see in a second or two. Much like that. All right. Very good. Hey, Mew Mew, how are you? Well, thank you for letting me know that. I appreciate that. Okay. And yes, I am going by photo reference this time. That other eagle had issues. That other eagle, I don't know if it was a cocaine binge or something that thing was on. All right, so we'll let that tack up and whatnot. We'll start to flesh in this fella's head and whatnot. Now, in doing an eagle or anything white, you're going to start off with gray, blue-gray, anything gray, and then you build upon that. Okay. Thanks for filling me in and helping me out there, Bruce. Because it's not really too often that I have issues like that. But I must have jostled it some kind of way. And it's from the input. If it moves just a I keep looking at this, and I need to be looking here. But if it moved just a little bit, it will give me what you guys heard. But it's usually just a little turn or a touch, and then it's done. All right. Okay. So I'm still looking at this. I think I'm going to throw another star in there. It's got to be a little something hanging around in there. At least that's what I'm feeling. Just something there. Something. I'll just use this real quick. So hold on one second. I'll throw another star in there just to offset too much blue space. I'll just throw in a little something right in here. Just like that. Something like that. Something, just throw something in there. Okay. Just like that, and you just have your eyes kind of travel and fill in, like a whole bunch of off the panel. There's just stars, like it's just a giant flag or something. This thing is behind. I was going to do that. I was just going to have him silhouetted with black and then actually do fireworks back there, which would have been a pretty neat image. I did think heavily thought about that, but I just didn't do it. So, all right. Yeah. I appreciate you guys talking to me here. The dog doesn't want to talk, and the cat's not speaking. I must admit, when this is finished, this thing's eye is wild looking. I must admit that when by the time when this thing finished, the eye is crazy. Okay. The reason why I'm looking out here, the phone is right here, reading the text. My tablet actually has the photo of the eagle itself. Okay. Well, she's actually curled up on my chair. She's curled up in this little ball. Her head is like tilted with her paws over her nose. She's like knocked out. She is out, bro. Like out, cold out. Okay, let's get going. She is like done. We'll do it this way today. We'll go a little bit of black. We'll throw the black here. We're gonna go into some white, gray it. Okay, we'll gray it a little, or brighten it a little more. Like so. Okay, we'll throw some blue in that gray. Just like that. So we got this blue-gray thing happening. Okay, okay. All right, we're gonna get a little, I'll do the glycerin thing. So we got glycerin, we put the glycerin in there. And just blocking in the white part of the bird with blue-gray. I know, sue me. We'll handle this feathering and whatnot technique just like I would handle flower petals. We'll handle the technique of the feathers and whatnot like the flower petals. Okay. All right. Now, when everything's on my right hand side, it's easier for me to speak to you, but I gotta look at your text on the left, so I'm geared toward the left. Crazy. All right, let's get this going. Once again, just blocking in. All right, block it in. I know this is crazy. Painting a bird with a characteristic white, you know, his white crown with blue-gray. But I swear, this will make sense in a little bit. Okay, it will. I promise it will. And you're just blocking all of this in. Block it in. Block it in. Block it in. Block it in. Block him in. A little bit of glycerin. This is ideal with thick paint, so and it will tack up on you. Now, glycerin does not change the color of the paint. All right, makes it a little more transparent, but it doesn't change the color of the paint at all. I'm blocking it in. I'm not looking for patterns or anything. I'm just solid color. Just block this stuff in. I'm going back. Well, let's see. I get a little bit more white, a little more black. Let's see what I got here. A little touch more white in there. Pop that blue in there. So here we go. See how that color returns that quick? Okay. All right. Pop it in there. Getting a little glycerin, we're thinning out the paint just a little bit. I'm pulling the paint towards me so I can get a pretty decent edge when I'm going by the eye. Yes, I am being quite careful going around this eye for a reason. I know you guys hear that stuff picking up through the microphone. It's going to get worse. It's getting to be about that time. It's still 9 o'clock. There's still daylight out a little bit out there. But it's going to, you know, here in New York State, it's finally illegal to sell fireworks. Yay, New York State. You know, they're only about 20 years behind. Pennsylvania has been doing it for God knows when. We're not even gonna mention down south. All right, so we block in its head. Yes, his head is at a weird upper turned angle. Go ahead, walk big fella. It's all good. I gotta walk the giant too when I'm done, but I will walk him. Like I say, the fireworks don't bother him, so he don't care. He's just looking for the next bush to pee in. Okay. Let's play with his plumage. All right. Looking for yeah, I'll deal with this one. Okay. We're gonna deal with a little bit of blue. I'll put it here with a gray. It's all right. We'll gray it out a little bit. Gray out that blue. Just a little bit. And we're gonna go with a little bit of umber. Just be careful. See, we're gonna slap that gray in there. Just like that. Yeah. Put a little white in that. Yeah. All right. Now this goes pretty much under my interpretation of things. Pretty much. That's plenty. Let's take a rag. Since I did the mixing with the brush, I'll just take it and just wipe off the extra paint. All right, take the paint, pull it towards me, keep that edge. Keep a nice tight edge. Look at whatever camera you can catch this. I'll put it here in the white. You see that? Keep that sharp edge there. All right, we're gonna mess around down in here a little bit. We'll play here. And what I'm gonna do, it's like the petals of a flower. Now, you should be able to somewhat see this, somewhat. I don't think I have to move the camera or anything. I think you guys can somewhat, I mean, I can move it up a little bit. Yeah, that should be good. All right, and we're just like a petal of a flower. We're just gonna take it, nice quick flick of the wrist, okay? Almost like doing leaves. Well, you know what? Before I even do that, we're gonna have to glycerin this stuff up a little bit. The reason why is to get the paint to flow a lot better, okay? It did not flow at all when I did that, but it's all right. There we go. Pop some of them in there like that. You know? Nice little flick. And we're just gonna keep doing stuff like this. Okay, you you would be surprised what is this going to look like when it's finished. And just all I'm doing really just kind of little flicks here and there, little flicks of paint just here and there, especially in the dark areas. It's like so. I'll keep it going. I will do lighter tan-ish variations of this. I can go even in the other direction, like they're leaves. Pretend they're like little leaves. Go in the other direction like that. Come here, pop some in here like this, just like that. But you got to make sure you got enough glycerin. The paint's pretty loose. All right. And remember, it is glycerin. The more glycerin you got packed in this, it's going to dry and mix in with the darker colors that you do have. I'll kind of put up some curves in there like that and pop in a couple in there like that. Come on in there like so. Okay. And this stuff darkens up after a while. All right. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking. I like that. Now remember, we're working with the feathers and such over here on this side. All right. So while you guys giving out grilling tips and secrets, I'm gonna go over here to this light color right up in here. I don't have to have it really bleached out or anything, but just a lighter color and get some glycerin. All right, loosen it up a bit. This is where you would need the striations and the streaks to kind of show, but they're patterned. All right, I mixed the color with that. Just take my brush and take the extra paint off of it and just stroke some of this stuff towards you. And we'll start with we'll start brightening all these little patches. You can make little feather bits out of those, okay? And that's just what I'm gonna do, just like so. Kind of come over here. If I can get away with it. If it needs to be a little brighter, and it looks like it does, I'll just get a smidgen of white in there. Just like so. Get those streaks going in there. Remember, acrylic, Grumbacher's white is very thick. It's kind of some potent stuff there. Boy, they're really firing that crap up there. You just keep at it. Keep at it. Interesting little patterns of feathers. And you're just adding the striations to them. They'll start to look like feathers and groupings of feathers as you keep building it, as you can see. A lot of people get intimidated when you start doing feathers, especially detailed stuff like this, because you don't know where to start. You pick a spot and you keep it moving. Pick a spot. You get accustomed to it. I abhor doing animals because of the time it takes, and you really got to kind of get it right. But once you get to the flow of it, you will be fine. You'll be okay. I swear, you will. You'll be fine. I don't really have to do any more than this. You will be fine. Oh, I'm sure you do hear him. Mew. I'm pretty sure you hear him pretty good. All right. So we got this underlying color here for this guy. Before I do the underlying color, let's play with this beak. Let's take some yellow ochre. We'll put it right here. We get a little bit of a touch of white. We'll brighten it up a little bit, just like that. I ran out of red. We don't really need too much red. Only a dab. And we will approach that beak like we'll approach any other part of this creature's anatomy. Okay, just a little touch of red up in this, and I mean a little touch. Okay. All right, we'll get a little bit of glycerin on this thin brush, this small little brush here. First off, we'll obviously block in where the beak would be. Okay. Okay. Just block it in right now. Yeah, you guys can still see what I'm doing, all right? Just blocking in the beak. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm going to take a scant little bit of this brownie color here. All right. A little bit more of that. Pop in a little shadow shading in here. Just a little bit of that shadow right up in there. Just like that. We'll probably kind of feather some of that toward the side here. Okay, like so. All right, wipe it off. Let us go right back into our glycerin up yellow ochre and white mix here. Yeah. We'll use this first. Right above his nasal passage, right up in here. And remember, we're just filling out color here. Filling out color, filling out color, filling out, filling out, filling out. Blocking that color there. I'm gonna get another little speck of red and put it in there. Okay. And we're gonna use that little bit of red, kind of scribble that in there. It's actually scumble. We'll scumble some of that red up in there like this. Right in that spot, right up in there like that. Just like that. Okay. I mean, you see just a hint of that color in there. All right. Okay. Yellow ochre, a little bit of red, some titanium white. Okay, a little touch of cad yellow. Cad yellow wants to be stubborn today. He doesn't want to come out. A little bit of white to beef up that cad yellow. Like that. Yeah, I'll be beefing that up a little bit more. A little more yellow. Just like that. Put it right in there. Just like that. Jaguar, you're approaching the Jaguar like I'm approaching this eagle. Okay. Once you get the general shape of the cat, when you do a Jaguar, get its very characteristic box head shape. You know, it's got them puffy jaws up there in the front. Get the head shape right. Get the little puffy jaw, the front muzzle right. The eyes are very important on it. Okay. The spots will be the last thing you're going to deal with. All right. Get everything else. Once you get his shape, the head, and they're kind of muscular cats. Okay. So once you get all of that, and then once you do the base coloring, all right, the spots will be the last thing you need to really contend with. All right, that'll be the very last thing. Get everything else. Okay, especially the look of its head. Okay, there's just certain things on animals that people instantly look for. You got me? All right. My dog's looking at me because it's pretty much about that time for him. So he's staring at me. What he'll do is he'll do a walk by. It's like, you know, get the cranking, dude. I have to pee. Get the cranking. I'm just deepening that shadow. It's going to get deeper than this, but I'm just slowly building up the depth of this beak here. I'm dipping into a wee bit of black. Gotcha. Black has got the brown and a little bit of glycerin on it. Okay. Right up under there. Just like so. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. All right. I'm just tapping on solid black. It's mixing in with all this other stuff you see in there. Just like that. I don't have to do the entire thing. Let's get a very tiny regular brush, and we'll play with this black. Boom, boom, boom. Chicka, chicka. That's it. I won't do no more to that lip, that mouth opening, but just that. Take some black here, go right in there. Same brush. I'm going about this backwards. This eye's crazy. Go back into my yellow. Got this weird coloration here. Go back into this little bit of this brown into this yellow. It's just this weird yellow. Make sure I can get it right here. Right up under here, just like that. Back into the eye. Just make the black a little solid. You won't see much on the bottom. Now, his eyes got this weird color. It's part white, part green, part weird, just full weird. But it is weird looking. Very odd colored eye. We're gonna throw it in there though. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We are going to get it. This is thicker paint because I really don't want to mess with this too much more once I get it in there. But it will be in there. It's just weird, funky color for his eye. Like I said, I approached this a little bit backwards. The inside of his eye, what I'm doing now, I should have done first, but I didn't. Sue me. But it is the weirdest looking thing. Tyrannical Mystery Covers, how are you? Good to see you. It's been a little while. Good to see you, Tyrannical. A little shine, little dot right in there. Just like that. Now, to be even more nitpickish, and I am, I'm gonna get a little bit of water. With this rigger brush, you can get away with this. Just be extremely careful. I'll do a few of these. Just a few. Oh yeah, they're really going in tonight with the noise. Can you guys see some of that in there? All right. Let's get a little bit of we're trying to scumble some of this color on there. I think I got enough. We're just gonna soften up some of this right in here, just a little bit. Once I finish, I don't really want to come back to it. Once I'm done with it, I'm done with it. So I'm not handling all of that right now. It's just a general little fading of color in there. Okay. What little bit of yellow I do got left, I'm still squeaking out a little bit of yellow. Now the yellow, some of that brightness, will bring some of that brightness back up in there, and that part. I don't have to add white or anything to it. The yellow will appear. You might not see it as of yet, but it's there. It will be there. I don't have to really put any white in that. Okay. Now up on the top, up there, I'll get some of this yellow white. Just up on the top up there. We're kind of get some of that up in the top right there. Even if you have to build it up a little bit, just a little bit up there. Not much. Not too much. You don't want to overdo it. He's got this little spot right in there. Just like that. Just a little touch of something right there. Right up in there. Don't overdo it. Okay. I know I got a little bit on the outside here. That's all right. We'll just tighten up with the blue. We'll just get rid of it and make it disappear. It's all right. That's all right. Just make it go away. It'll be fine. All right. Okay. The curvature of his head, putting in the gentle subtleness of white on the complete white will be the very last thing you add on his head. Okay, everything else now is lighter shades of this bluish gray. All right. Okay, so thank you guys for being with me for this amount of time. Appreciate it. Let's scrape up some of this mess, because obviously I won't need the brown anymore. I'll need the blue, I'll need the white, and and I'll need the black. That's really it. I'll need more of this color than anything else you see. Okay. So all of this here just goes bye-bye right now. So I'll start cleaning this stuff up here. And I'm just got a stickler when I'm with a glass palette. I just clean up what I'm not using anymore. I'll just get rid of it. I'll just clean it up. No biggie. It's just because I don't like looking at it really. Now, careful with that rubbing alcohol. This will get this crap up with a quickness. Trust me. Like I said, a lot of this I don't need anymore. So pop a little rubbing alcohol on it. As you can see, it. See that? See how easy this stuff comes up? Okay. Wherever you put the rubbing alcohol, that's where that stuff is coming up at. Tears right through this stuff. Very easy to clean this palette, as you can see. Okay. Don't think I need any of that either. I won't need none of that. I highly doubt I need that yellow ochre. I won't be using none of that. It's just white, black, and blue, really. Finish already. Okay, that's about it for that. One more quick little spray like that, and then I'll just get some tissue, wipe it off, and then that'll be that. We'll work on this guy's face. As you can see, this is why I prefer the glass palette. And I'm really just taking my time on doing, what am I rushing for? Where am I going, you know? So, but this is how easy it is to clean a glass palette. There you go. All right. And I'm just casual, leisurely just doing it, but there you go. All right, let's play. Let's play. Let's play. 1/2-inch brush. Half-inch brush. Let's play with a little bit of white. We'll throw it right here. Okay. Slap in a touch of blue, like that. Put it right in there like this. See that? You're just contaminating the white with the blue. It's a little touch of blue in there. The smallest bit of black in there. See, more gray, bluish gray. Okay. That's like so. Alrighty. And some glycerin. Loosen that stuff right up. Now, it comes to interpretation of how you want this done. Okay, remember, white will be the very, very, very last thing you put on here. Okay. Alright. So you're gonna start working your magic with Mr. Birdie here. Okay. A few few ways you can handle this. Okay. still pretty much got to go with the flow of the head, the roundness of the eye. Okay. And the curvature. Ah, okay. Yep. And the curvature of his head. Okay. Okay. Like I say, stuff like this gets people really intimidated. Listen, you just gotta dive in. All right, you do. Okay. All right. Time to dive. I'm using the side of the brush. Go with the curvature of the face here. Okay. Now remember, this is glycerin with paint. Okay, so don't panic. You're okay. I'm doing somewhat like the mid-tone highlights of this fella right now. Okay, so I'm just fleshing out really where the patterns are going to go with this guy. Particularly up top up here. Okay. Not really getting rid of all that color up there. Okay, but you see how he's starting to get built up already. You follow me? And you got to remember, you're going to the curvature of the head. Like that. If you have to make a couple of lines, all right, showing, pretty much where his jaw muscles are. Like so. Okay. See that? Keep at it. Keep at it. Underneath here, it's a stroke coming down this way. Stroke, come down that way. See? Okay. Over here it's like thin, thick, thin. Thin, thick, thin. Almost like a lion's mane. Thin, thick, thin. You give it a curve. I'm really hope that you guys are seeing, checking out how I'm doing this. Come, thick, curve, come down. Come, thick, curve, come down. See where these are? In here. Okay, curve it. Come around. Come around like that. Keep it moving. Keep it moving like so. And you're really just going with the flow of his head. Okay. Oh. Thin, thick, thin. Thick, thin. Now you're painting petals. Thin, thick, thin. Thin, thick, thin. Thin, thick, thin. I hope you guys are catching this here. Thin, thick, thin. Really curve it here. Curve, 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 curve. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. You see how it starts to build itself up there? Okay. Thank you, Keely. All right, let's play with as I'm looking at this guy, we can really start playing with I guess I'll get a very small brush, really small flat brush. All right, we're on the home stretch of this fella, really. What I should do is really just kind of expand him so you see what it really looks like. I don't know if if I do that, it will get rid of the palette. So it's up to me. What do you guys want me to do? Would you like to just see this thing fully expanded and get rid of the palette? Because since I'm only working with a few colors anyway. Remember, the picture's compressed. scrunched in right now because of well, this up there, that guy right there. I'm mixing in a little gray with this brighter white. So I'm just contaminating the white. I'm getting a little glycerin, just like a little thin brush, while you guys are deciding whether I should get rid of the palette or not. Okay, I've brightened up the gray a little. It doesn't have to be super bright. And we'll do the tiny stuff underneath his you know, all of this is really kind of little small like little checks here. And basically I'm leaving that gray alone, but I'm just putting little spiky things under here because it's really the underneath of his neck in there. And so I'll, you know, got some little, get some little jagged sharp things in there like that. I don't have to have it too bright. And a little, and I'm just going with really the flow and the curvature of his little neck pieces here. So I'm just giving a little pushing, just to give the appearance a little quick little birdie feathers all in there. All right. Okay. He's got some cute little things hanging around past his eye there. It's almost like doing little commas or whatever, but you have to go with the curvature of his eye there. Little push and guide it a little bit. Little push and you kind of guide some of those fold lines there. And with this glycerin, because the glycerin is really wet, you can kind of guide it. Now I can use a different type of brush to do it, but I'd rather just kind of mess around with it this way for right now. Up around his eye a little bit. As I'm looking to where I need to add other things to him. This thin brush, I'll just kind of curve it around there. And it's just giving the impression of those curves around his eye. It's really the impressions of those curvature of those feathers around there. Okay. I do have a bad habit of keep using the same brush doing certain things. Right in here, very lightly, I'll add some little strokes in there, coming around. So it's really pressing and keeping that brightness around in there. Coming out this way a little bit. We are going to build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. Just the way you see me doing it right now. And I'm doing it by sections. And just being very careful. A little push, like you would push with bushes. Little quick, little taps, little pushes there. I'll take some white on the tip of the brush, and we'll start popping in little dots in there, like that. We're going to build those up, just with those little dots there. Okay. Don't overdo it. It might not look like I'm doing much at all, but I am. Like that. It's usually all this stuff up around his eye toward that beak. Okay. Where little feathers kind of solidify, start turning into that bonish, bony material up there. Okay. All right. Still with the same slender type of brush. Okay, half-inch. I can do either a half-inch brush. I can even do a fan brush, but I'll do it with the half-inch brush. We'll get some titanium white and a small bit of glycerin in there, and we'll start doing the leafy strokes there. Just be mindful of how you're doing it. Be careful. All right. I believe I probably need more white. Yeah, I am. It's all right. Okay, start making leaf strokes. Okay, like right here. No, need more white. More titanium white. So now in my mind, I'll start making what we call our petal strokes for this guy. It's gotta be thick enough. It's like that. Yeah, we're gonna have a little fun here. Flick of the wrist, okay. We'll start come up this way. Give a little push and going in there. Push, going this way. Push, go on in. Push, go that way. Push, go up there. And start adding in some of those flowing feathers up in there. Push in this way. Push, go up, push, go up in that way. Push, right up in there like that. Thicker paint. I want this a little brighter. Sometimes all it takes is just a gentle push, really, to start building all of this stuff up. come up in here, push and go inward, push and go in. It's like doing a teardrop. You know how you, okay, I'll push, go thick, and then you go thin and curve. Like that. Okay. Push, and you bring it to a point. Push, bring it to a point. It's just pure white. Okay. I'm using a bits of white, no glitter or anything. Just you got to be very careful doing it in this fashion. It's basically a lot of S strokes. And this is just pure titanium white. Especially where you want it the brightest at. All right. A lot of people can do this with, well, with a fan brush if you would like to do that. Each brush will give you a different texture. So it really depends on how you want to stylize this guy. He's gonna look wild in a second because I'll add some glazing texture to him in a second. I'm just using the side of the brush. Still going with the flow of his face. The glycerin a little too strong, just needed more there. I'm gonna have his eyes a little more deep set in there. We'll take a little bit of take a little bit of black, put it right. Oh, you guys don't see it anyway. A little bit of black and ultramarine blue, and a lot of glycerin. We're just making a nice shadow color here. Remember, the glycerin makes the paint more transparent. Okay. I might want to wait a second or two for the stuff to kind of dry. But we'll keep his eyes pretty deep set. So up around the brow, up in here like this. Darken that in a little bit. See that? Just takes a little bit. Don't overdo it. Make his eyes deep set a little. Just a little. It's pretty intense up top though. It's pretty dark up top. And it kind of shows off that yellow a little bit more when you do it that way. Okay. He's got a little bit of shadow in here. Just a little bit. Like that. Alright. Alright. Okay. And we'll start playing with some shadows in there like this. Put it right in there like this. Especially here around the area, in the back area here of him. You're not killing all the bright stuff, but doing it a little bit at a time. Here, back here, yeah, he's got some shadow back here. He's underneath his beak. There, he's really got something happening back there, down here on the bottom. And as it's going on down here, it kind of comes down in here a little bit. But then you pop some shadows in here. Okay. Yeah, get some deeper stuff in here. As you go deeper with it, it brings out the other stuff, as you see. Come up in here a little bit. Not everywhere. Smooth it out a little bit in certain areas. I've been having you guys here for a minute. Yeah, you just keep going and going. You can smooth them out a little bit. You don't have to have them so rough, patchy. You can smooth it out a little. So I can blend them a little bit better than what I've been doing. I can get it a little smoother. Okay. And it's really your discretion. And you can start to kind of build up those lighter feathers around that darkness. So he really pops out. So some feathers kind of pop out there a little more than others. You can kind of have a little fun with them like that. Just a little tiny brush, you can kind of pop out some of those bright feathers there. Pure titanium white, if you gather some, if you got any left, and you kind of play around with some of the brighter areas there to make them stand out a little more. Like I say, it's really up to you how much of these feathers you want to pop out there like that. You know, up to you how far you want to go with this. And with the feathers, like animals take a while to do. Why am I doing this? I have no freaking clue. But you know, enough complaining. Just get to doing. Like I say, we're almost done. We're almost out of here. A little bit of highlight up here on the top of his chrome dome here. All right. We'll pull this painting back a little bit, and you can see. Like I say, this is not really my thing, really. Yeah. All right, let's pull this guy back a little bit. O'clock, so we spent a couple hours together here. Okay. Let me scrape up this mess. Let's pull this. We'll pull this back in 1 minute. Let me clean this up real quick because I really don't want to come back to it. Get rid of the black, get rid of the blue, get rid of all of this. Let's get the bigger knife so we can deal with this. Gather it all just like that. There we go. Get rid of all of this. Get rid of all of that. Get rid of all of this. Get rid of that real quick. All right. Get a nice paper towel here. Oh, you guys don't see the palette. That's right. Just gathering up all the crud and getting rid of it. That's all. Some of you stay with me pretty much almost the duration. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate that, for real. That's what the palette looks like, as you can see. All right. That's what it looks like. It's all done. All right. Let me get up out of this chair. Let me move this thing over so I can have some room here. I have to go to the back, the right side of the camera here to do this correctly. Yeah, I guess you guys can pretty much see if I get it the right way for you guys. Okay, let's focus that real quick. All right, well, there she is, bird. All right. All right. Okay, let me sit down here. Oh. Oh my. My goodness. Well, guys, there she is in its somewhat glory. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Well, thank you. I don't know about going by so quickly. I think we spent over 2 hours here today, if not more. Because I did start from the beginning. Yeah, we're at 2:21, 2 hours, 21 minutes. So. But it's not too bad. I think you guys can still hear me if I choose to take me off the screen here. There. I'll just fill up the page with the bird. Go down this way. I'll just fill the page up. I know you guys don't see it yet. There it is. All right, you guys should see the whole bird. There you go. Oh, yeah. Now I'll put the focus on it real fast. You guys should still be able to hear me. But yeah, thank you. Whew. She, he, it, whatever you want to call. Oh, you know what I forgot? It was very important. I got to put the nose in. Poor bird can't breathe. Oh, I'm so sorry, eagle. Poor eagle can't breathe. I forgot to put the nostrils in. Wow. I forgot to put her nostril in. I'm so sorry, bird. What kind of eagle has no nostril? The eagle that Mr. Gray drew. Sorry, let me put in a nostril for the bird. The bird can't breathe. She can't breathe without a nostril. Must be one of them special hypoallergenic birds. A bird had no nostril. God. And trust me, somebody would have wrote in and told me about it. Got an artist that draws eagles with no nostril. There you go, nostril. All right. Hey, where's Paul at? I didn't know Paul was in here. Where are you at, Paul? Paul, thank you for coming in, man. Wow, I didn't even see Paul. All right, Vermont, you have a good night. Johnny Simmons Johnson, how are you? Thank you, Vermont. Expand, we don't want to see a skinny eagle. Oh, it's good to see you, Paul. Man, I would have had a nice little chat with you if I knew you were here, bro. But as usual, you know, this thing is for sale. You guys can put it up every July 4th, every Memorial Day, Veterans Day. It's just going to sit on top of my cabinet and get buried. I would rather see it go to somebody who likes it and will display it, and everything, and all of that. So I'll take a good picture of it. I'll post it on my Facebook wall and all that good stuff. But thank you guys. Thank you for checking this out. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate all of you. Good to see you, Paul. Paul's a good friend of mine, part of the blind community there. And go check out him and Diana. Artfully Yours at Diana. I think she calls it something else now. On her page. But great people. All right, guys. You take care. I shall see you when I see you. And until next time.